Chris and I met at a wedding. I was just starting photographing with a friend of mine, and I pulled up to the wedding, getting ready to go into the church, and Chris and Jordan walk up to me. And they're like, "Are you the bride?" I'm like, "Do I look like the bride? I have a camera on my neck."
Jordan and I were actually filming a wedding together. It was kind of a cool story too, because he was like the lead creative and I was kind of second shooting for him. And she was actually the photographer at this wedding that we were shooting, and she was the second shooter for her lead creative. So we're both kind of like second shooting at this wedding. I was like, who's this really cute girl? You know, I kind of want to talk to her, but I'm a little nervous to do it. So we had like this really small interaction about coffee during the ceremony, and after that I reached out to her, and from there it was history.
It was just a couple months later when the real magic happened, when he reached out to collaborate with me, and we met up for coffee, and he ordered my chai tea latte, and then we talked for 4 hours, and he was late. But that's okay, because we laughed for 4 hours after that. So that's how we met.
I was running late because I had to pee, like always, before I got to the place because I was nervous. So I stopped at a gas station. I didn't know it, but it was like the hardest gas station to get out of in the world, and she had told me that later. And yeah, I showed up. I walked in expecting to see her right away, but she was kind of cozied up behind a booth. She was wearing red pants, reading a book, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a fun time. We just talked for hours. We got chai tea. She told me all about herself. I told her all about myself, and at the end of the night, we didn't even know this, but when we left the coffee shop, they were playing like this romantic song when we were leaving, because like we were the only two people in the shop, so everybody could hear us talking. It was probably pretty evident we were on a first date. And then we got to the car. She goes, "Did I pass? Can I see you again?" And I'm like, "Of course you did. You passed with flying colors." And I was like, "Did I pass? Do you want to see me again?" And she was like, "Yeah." So we saw each other shortly after that.
Our first kiss, Chris had a much different bringing up than me. So he took me to the country in Owasso, because I'm a little city girl, and that's so country, right? So he took me to this place by his house where he used to it kind of go off in the woods, sit on the ledge, like right by this river.
I remember thinking that I wanted our first kiss to be at like a really, like a place that had a lot of meaning to me, and that it could have a lot of meaning to the both of us. So when I was a kid, I used to live out in the country a little bit in Owasso, Michigan, and there was like the Shiawassee River went right by my house, and there was like this concrete wall in the woods by the river, and I would always go to that concrete wall and sit on it, and it was like a pretty good drop to the river, so you could dangle your feet, and it was nice. And in the like autumn time, it was just beautiful with all the trees. So I took Becca out there, and I was like, "Hey, this is the place I went to as a kid to like read or just to get away. So like I wanted to bring you out here because it has a lot of meaning to me." And then we got into a conversation.
As we're walking there, we have to like trail hike, and we sat here, and we just like got into so much conversation. And he actually bought me a bottle of wine, and we were drinking wine like on the side of the river, and just talking about deep stuff. Like we talked about, just anything that you can think about. And that's when I was like really like looking in his eyes, and I'm like, I love you so much. And I can't even say that because we are not even dating yet.
Somehow, I don't remember how, but somehow it came up that she can always kind of guess what's going to happen next. Like I led the conversation to that point, and I was like, "Can you guess what's going to happen next now?" And she said, well, she said something, but it wasn't right. And then I just leaned in and kissed her, and she's like, "Oh, I should have known." How I proposed to Becca was the wedding that we actually met at. It was the venue that we shot the wedding together at. So I told her that Jordan needed our help just to film like a quick reception. And I said, "Bring your camera because he needs some photographs." And she's like, okay. So we get there and we're setting everything up. It's me, Jordan, and Sammy, and Alfred behind the camera here.
So it came to the day of. He's like, okay, make sure you're wearing something nice. And I'm like, all right, I will. And he's like, you're coming, right? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm coming. So then I start to have fun with it because I figure it's happening. My mom, I had a little conversation with my mom. She kind of gave it away. Not really. She didn't say Chris is going to propose to you, but I'm like, I wonder what's happening Friday.
We were getting everything together, and I was going to propose to her at the very place that we met each other at. And then somebody comes up to me from the event hall and says, look, we actually have an event here, so you're going to have to scram. And that was not part of the plan. But it actually ended up better because we went downstairs and there's like this awesome like fish aquarium.
I'm there, and then I pull up, and on a phone conversation on my way there, Chris had said a lot of people were there, and I was getting late. And I get there, and there's no cars there. And I'm like, where's everyone at? And then I casually see Sammy getting a drink of water, and I can just tell like our spirits were like bumping, and I was like, she's really nervous. So, we walked downstairs, and I was like, this is so cute, it's finally here.
When those doors opened and she was walking towards me, she knew what was happening, and my heart was just racing, and I was just experiencing so many different emotions at that time. And then she said yes, and it was just such a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah, I mean that. I love you so much. Becca, will you be my wife?
Yeah.
For now into eternity.
Yes. So Chris, today is the day that we have been waiting for, and I'm so excited to see you, and I can't wait to pray with you and to read our vows to you in just about an hour and a half. So I love you, and you're the best blessing the Lord could have given me.
Becca, today is going to be one of the greatest days of my life. I really, for the longest time, I was waiting for God to show me that person, and I was actually starting to give up in a way, and I was starting to just become independent and think that maybe it wasn't going to happen for me. And when you came into my life, it was such a random time, and it was just out of nowhere, and that just goes to show, for so many people that they're going to meet that person at some point, but they just don't know when. I'm just so lucky to have been able to have that connection with you and to have you come into my life. And I couldn't imagine spending my life with anybody else. You're my best friend, my partner in crime. We laugh at each other's stupid jokes all day. We get along so well, and we're just like two peas in a pod that it's just going to be such a fantastic adventure and journey just starting life with you. I love you.
I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in, follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes, you're holding mine.
Today, I take you to be my husband. I promise to love you, guide you, and support you in all that you do and all that you become. I promise to encourage you in your walk with the Lord and to serve Him alongside of you. I promise to grow with you and to inspire you to pursue your passions in life. I will forever be here with you, to laugh with you, cry with you, and rock at life with you. I promise to comfort you when the Spartans lose and to celebrate you when they win. Chris, you're my best friend, life conqueror, adventure partner, and I love you so much.
I remember seeing you for the first time that wedding in May. I remember seeing you on our first date in Brighton and how we talked for hours, not even realizing what was happening around us. I remember seeing you that one time in the twilight of the evening, looking over the river when I kissed you for the first time. I remember seeing you those many times I'd come visit you. Those times we trudged through the snow to see each other, if only for a few hours. I remember seeing you come into Foster and how excited I would be all day knowing that you were on your way, and how excited you got over those cafe meals and pour-overs. I remember seeing you when I'd come over, watching Netflix, editing photos, talking about life, the future, taking snapshots of Bo and Grady. In the alley. R.I.P. I remember seeing you enter the room the day I proposed. Time stood still and I felt the full weight of excitement. Your yes was the greatest yes to ever reach my ears and penetrate my heart.
Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful, I don't deserve this, darling, you look perfect.
I remember seeing you for the first time that wedding in May. I remember seeing you on our first date in Brighton and how we talked for hours, not even realizing what was happening around us. I remember seeing you that one time in the twilight of the evening, looking over the river when I kissed you for the first time. I remember seeing you those many times I'd come visit you when there was distance between us. Those times we trudged through the snow to see each other, if only for a few hours. I remember seeing you come into Foster and how excited I would be all day knowing that you were on your way. And how excited you got over those cafe meals and pour-overs. I remember seeing you when I'd come over. Watching Netflix, editing photos, doing weddings, talking about life, the future, taking Snapchats of the dog, and just knowing that somehow we were going to be together forever. I remember seeing you enter the room the day I proposed. Time stood still and I felt the full weight of excitement. Your yes was the greatest yes to ever reach my ears and further penetrate my heart. I remember seeing this moment. I saw this moment a lot the last few months. Imagining what you would look like, how beautiful you'd be, and just how lucky I really am. Now that I see you here, nothing even comes close to how beautiful you are and how perfect this moment is. This is my favorite moment. Out of all the memories we have, our beginning. Now I don't remember anymore, I don't look back, but I see forward. I don't look back as one, but I see forward as two. And I see our life together, the adventure, the love, family, friends, laughs, cries, the highs, the lows. And ever since that first time I saw you, that May wedding, I knew I would never be able to see anyone else standing here next to me except you. You are my future. You are my everything. Today, in front of God and surrounded by people who love us, I promise you this. I promise to always laugh with you. That one's gonna be easy. Always cry with you, and always get mad at slow drivers with you. I promise to forever be your biggest fan and your most trusted advocate. I promise to love you, serve you, and forgive you like Christ has shown the example. I promise to continue to pray for you, encourage you and support you, and to accept your support. I promise to help you achieve your goals, share your dreams with you, and hope in your vision. I promise to honor the Holy Spirit within you and around you, to seek God for myself and to seek God for you. Only together can we make a life. Only together can we make a home. Whenever we are together, let it be an atmosphere of love, encouragement, support, and tranquility with all those who visit and all who may live there. Let us be partners, friends, lovers, today and all the days that follow. I love you so much with what I already know about you, and I'm trusting what I do not yet know. Today, I give you my vow. My love, I give you myself.
Chris, after our very first date, it was clear we would eventually be standing here right now in front of our family and friends becoming husband and wife. I knew without a doubt those 758 days ago, you were the greatest gift the Lord could have ever given me. You're a life changer. You're my life changer. You are, without a doubt, one of the greatest human beings to walk this earth. Your love for the Lord and His people is one to look up to. And you truly make a difference in this world, especially my world. You're my best friend, my adventure partner, and the love of my life. So today, I take you to be my husband. I promise to love you, guide you, and support you in all that you do and all that you become. I promise to encourage you in your walk with the Lord and to serve Him alongside of you. I promise to grow with you and to inspire you to pursue your passions in life. I will forever be here with you to laugh with you, cry with you, and rock your life with you. I promise to comfort you when the Spartans lose and to
Yes.
and to celebrate with you when they win. Chris, you are my best friend, life conqueror, adventure partner, and I love you so much.
Becca and Chris, you've come before God and these witnesses today to express your desire to be husband and wife. We rejoice with you that the two roads that brought you here will now be one as you leave. By clasping hands, reciting vows, and the exchange of rings, you have shown your love and devotion to each other. I therefore pronounce that you are husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no one separate. Chris, are you ready? You may kiss your bride.
Everybody that's watching this, if you were here in the party, can we start over? Hey everybody, we just wanted to thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. It was such a fun time, and it would not have been that fun if you specifically didn't come out. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we're really happy to start this next chapter in our life, and thank you for your support.
Yes, thank you guys so incredibly much. It's because of you that we can even make an event like this work. So thank you so much.
Good night.